Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. Now, before I get into the main topic, there is something I need to say. Regarding to the post that I put out earlier this week pertaining to the impending flooding out of Spanish Town and the massive damage that I think can and is likely to occur. That same night, I got a call. I got a call from somebody that I know, but I haven't spoken to in over 10 years. I didn't even know they still had this number. Anyway, the person was really upset about the video. Their position is I should be very careful about how I try to tarnish the mayor's name, because all that I'm saying, she's saying that she know that rain falls over there at times, and sometimes the street as water like any other street in Jamaica, and therefore my saying that I'm only doing rumor mongering and using scare tactics, because what I'm saying is not true, because no businesses have ever been flooded out over there, and therefore I am saying that businesses can be flooded out and water come over into businesses is not true. And she have known Spanish Town since she was a child. She didn't say she lived there. I said she has known Spanish Town since she was a child. And therefore, I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing to get views, because that's all I'm doing. And so I let her talk. And then after she was finished speaking, I asked her to give me her email address. And she gave it to me. And I said, I'm going to send you something. I'm going to send you something. And I sent it to her. And what I sent to her, I am going to have you guys take a look at it now. And this is from TVJ, that reputable, long established media house, Television Jamaica. Now, take a look at this, guys.
Up first, heavy rain today in St. Catherine sent residents running for cover and threatening protests similar to what happened recently in St. Thomas if the roads and the drains are not urgently fixed. More in this report.
A bus park turned into pools, residents stranded in vehicles and inside business places. This was the scene on Burke Road in Spanish Town, St. Catherine on Saturday afternoon, resulting in traffic.
Taxis tend to stop work for a little while, or they don't come back out, so business tend to slow down. It can't get to pass.
Some patrons took to higher ground, while others tried to seek shelter in shopping centers, but the buildings were no match for flooding waters. As wholesalers swept out flood waters, a vendor expressed frustration with the repeated flooding in the town due to blocked drains.
The government needs to clean the drain every month. I said that team will come out every month and clean the drain them. Only when storm time, that don't make no sense. If them do it when storm time.
It's high time now that the municipal deal with this situation. Taxpayers' money is not being worked properly. As you can see, the place is flooded. It just needs like a minute of rain. It's flooded.
But President of the St. Catherine Chamber of Commerce, Dennis Robotham, says the poor conditions of roads in the old capital also contribute to the flooding.
I have no problem with the 60th anniversary and all of those. But when we can't find money to do so much other things, and it takes up to 2 years to get a stretch of main corridor in Spanish Town to be looked at. This is what we get.
All kind of garbage, all kind of insect and road, and so you can't see because the water carry up. So it make it miserable and disgusting, everything in one. Look on the whole place, and it's a commercial place.
Mr. Robotham says the authorities say the contract to fix the roads in Spanish Town has been sent to tender, but residents are tired of waiting.
We have to take to the road like the people in St. Thomas to get some action. That is what it's going to take.
Codian Barrett, TVJ News.
Now, this video was from September 17th, 2022, 1 year ago. And it doesn't seem that even that national broadcast by TVJ had fazed the mayor of Spanish Town or any of his staff. Because what we see there, we know that this had been going on since then. And for that drain, 2 foot deep drain, to pack up to that level could not have happened in 1 year. So I don't think if TVJ didn't shake him, I don't see a one little dibby YouTuber what effect I'm going to have on him. But I just put it out there to just show the world what's happening. And make it be established that we have some waste man in our government who are collect big salary and have big position and I get all the perks and don't give a rat's butt about nothing that's happening around them. They are just parasites. And I think this mayor of Spanish Town would qualify for that status. Now, the point I'm making here is I have firm grounds when I'm speaking. And lady, let me tell you something. I am heavyweight. If you come at me and try to debunk facts and truths that I put out on my channel, I will eviscerate you with the truth. Please get your things straight before you come at me, because you're dealing with the best. Okay? Alright, now don't let me move on. Yes, guys. Now back to what I was saying regarding about the government hoodwinking the public and make it one of their policies to release miscreants and charismites back into the society under the guise of plea deals. Well, frankly, there are two possibilities here. Is either the government is doing this deliberately or they are total morons. Now, I would rather to go with the possibility that they are very sensible and they know what they are doing, because if they are sensible and are doing this deliberately and orchestrating this from start to finish, then, for whatever reason, but at least I'll say the government is being run by sensible people, because there's a method to their madness. But if these are a set of total idiots who have totally lost the plot, then that is when I start to worry, because no changes can ever be made. If you're an idiot, you'll always be one. Here are the facts of the matter, and judge for me which one you think they are. Delroy Chuck and a team of ministers went to the United States and they met up with representatives of the Justice Department. And they collaborated with the Justice Department to bring this system to Jamaica. And it was a full government-to-government collaboration. But is it? I know it's a fast track to justice in the United States, but let us see how close it is. How close Jamaica's plea bargaining laws are compared to those in the United States. You see, when the United States had planned on implementing this, the first thing that they did, before they even make it into law, what the United States did, the first thing that they did was to, let us say 10 years. 10 is a nice round figure. Let's say they have a crime that before the law came in, they give you 10 years for that offense. That was the maximum. The ceiling you can get is 10. And you can whittle it down anywhere from 10. Right? It depends on what charge. The court has a maximum of 10, say for example, and 10 years, and you can go below that at the discretion of the judge. What the US government did is to raise the maximum for that offense, same offense, to 20 years. Or, for example, or sometimes 25 years, sometimes 30 years for that offense. Remember, it was 10 years, But once they're going to bring in the plea negotiation law where you can bargain downwards, they raise it to 20 years or higher. That means, ordinarily, when you come and you plea bargain, you're not plea bargaining to 50% or so of 10. You're going to be plea bargaining down from 50% of 20. Remember, it's 10 years they want to really give you for it. And because they know you may plea bargain, they don't make it 10 years so you can go down to 5 automatically. What they did is bring up the ceiling to 20 and you bargain down to the 10 that they really want to give you. You understand me? So because of that, plea bargaining works. In Jamaica, it is different. They did not raise the ceiling on any of the offenses. If the offense called for you to get 10 years, it's the same 10 years as before. That means automatically you bargain down. Once you plead guilty on the first day of trial, what happened is that automatically it cut to 5. And when it cut to 5, it don't just go to 5 and remain. That is where the bargain ceiling starts from. And then what you do now, you bring in mitigating circumstances. And these mitigating circumstances can be like, your father didn't support you as a child. You have a sick mother who is in a wheelchair and need you. You have a little daughter who have asthma. Hurricane did come and it traumatized you. So you kind of get off of your head and do these things. And a whole lot of other things that comes from what they call the social report that they send out and do on you. And then you get time off, a year or 2 or 6 months as the case may be, off each now. Of the 5 years now, that is the starting point. And you take you down to 2 years or 3 years or 1 year till you just... And with the sad story that some probation officer brings in, the judge just send you through the door. So you get from 10 years and whittle it down to 0. And you just walk. In America, for a 10-year sentence, you don't walk. You do not walk. You're going to do some time. Because for the 10-year sentence, they put it to 20 and then give you 10. And then if you want to mark it down from 10, you can do that. But another thing we need to understand about the plea bargain, is that you have different increments of time off the original sentence depending on how early in the game you plea. So for example, your sentence cut in half if you play on the first day. Your sentence cut by 1/3 if you plea on, if the trial start and you go a day or 2. And if somewhere further down you plea, your sentence cut by maybe 15%. So it all depends on how early in the game you decide to plead. So most people just in Jamaica, I get 10 years, for example. As I say, when I use 10 years, I just use it because it's a round figure. It could be 10 days, 10 weeks, 10,000 years. But what they do is just cut it down to 50% and then use mitigating circumstances to remove the rest. And they walk. Now, if Delroy Chuck and his team went to the United States and the United States called them to adapt the plea bargaining system in the United States What they would have done was to come here and implement all of it. So if they didn't implement all of it after going over there and learning how to do it, they failed to do so for a reason. There must be a reason. And the reason is because they want to Lego Krasmite on the street. Because they would have gone into parliament and raised the ceiling on every single one of those offenses prior to the implementation of the Plea Bargaining Act. Because I'm sure the United States did not leave these facts or this aspect of the system from them. They knew all of it. And their refusal or omission in implementing this says they're either moronic or they are very sinister group of evil people who just need to Lego the Krasmites onto the street. And this thing about fast track to justice. Fast track to justice for who? The little lady who the robber graze her with bullet or gun butt her up, leave her crippled, step in her back, leave her crippled, and she's now with a wheelchair, and she come to court, and you watch him, you know is crippled, can't look after your kids if you have kids, you can't do anything for yourself, have to hire somebody to maybe clean your butt as the case may be, and watch him just go from X amount of years to virtually nothing and then get probation and gone home, or go do a little 18 months cock up foot or drink Hennessy in a GP. How can that be a fast track to justice? That is a fast track to injustice. And I think Delroy Chuck knows what he is doing. That's not an idiot. That's a smart man. So I say we need to look at this, and I just need to let the public know that this is what is happening and that these people need to be held accountable for releasing these Krasmites onto the street, onto us time and time again. Guys, like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to see you in my next video.